Welcome to the world of StarCraft 2. I'm Galaxy StarCraft, your host. I want to talk to you about why I'm making this commentary. I was done for the day. I made about four new casts that I was going to upload until I realized that the sound on every single one of those commentaries recorded the game sound, but not my voice. So I worked for about an hour or more on bringing you new content, and the result is that I had to throw all that away. I thought that some of those games were actually quite good, and I made some very intelligent points, which are lost forever, unfortunately. So I'm going to make it up to you, actually kind of make it up to myself, and I am bringing you some new content here. I think all the things I said that I need to say is that I'm working on a... First of all, you'll notice 6, he's saying Empire is saying 6 pool. This is the Craft Cup tournament in Europe. We do have Empire, the Blue Terran at the 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, the Purple Zerg MoMan. So, this is Metalopolis. Okay, so all that stuff is out of the way now. I want to tell you that, yeah, I'm working on getting better video quality, basically. I need a better video editor, but I can't afford it right now. I just can't afford anything right now. I have no money. So I do apologize if it's not as good video quality as you're accustomed to. Also, yeah, I'm working on, I need to just figure out how to get an overlay here. Maybe I'll even try and figure that out on this game. I don't have a logo or anything like that. But an overlay would be good. As we can see, this is a 24-minute game. But I'm not surprised that the game is this long, because when the positions are like this, Zerg tends to expand outward because it's very safe, and it's hard for Terran to really go up and end the game. Usually these positions, unless Terran is going for some heavy starport play, it's like really short distance here, or if Zerg is gonna do some Nidus worms and whatever. Really, it's kind of a long ground distance, so just expect to see a longer macro game. I did cast 2 games between MoMan and Empire already. MoMan, I'm not going to talk about them because they might sound good and you may want to watch them, but I just can't give you content of a game without me talking because it would be quite boring. Oh, looks like Empire is scouting with this SCV. And is it going to get taken out? No, I don't think so. But he does see the timing of the spawning pool. He knows that it's not a 6 pool. He seemed to be worried about that. MoMan, both players know where each one is. So MoMan has his Overlord, which will position here and maybe sacrifice itself later to get scouting information. We have a factory on the way and no second gas just yet by Empire. Meanwhile, the first gas is just being made by MoMan right now. I don't think I like the timing of this gas. Usually it should be a little bit earlier so you can get Zergling's speed earlier and even Rota's earlier. Empire is moving out with some Marines to capture this watchtower. Little does he know. Ooh, look at Spinecrawler. Okay, so that Spinecrawlers make up for the fact that this gas is so late. And he doesn't yet have 100 gas for that Zergling speed, which is pretty much one of the most important upgrades you can get early game. Ooh, Queen pooping out a tumor. I don't think this push is going to do that much, but it might keep MoMan on his feet. But the Spinecrawler is about to finish, and as soon as it's done, Empire is going to need to run away and go back to his base. Ooh, he's trying to pick off this queen, but I'd say he's being a little greedy. He lost a lot of SCVs there. It is actually, he is losing, but he is down by a few harvesters. And he's also on 1 base, so oh my gosh, just walking right up the ramp there. This queen might just get picked off, but no, he kind of runs away, and I don't think that MoMan is doing the best job in microwing his units. He did lose a few Zerglings there, probably unnecessarily. Hellion's now coming up, so actually this is turning out to be quite a nuisance for MoMan, who loses his first queen, shoots down an Overlord. The layer's on the way, which means that pretty soon probably Spire will be coming. See, there's 10 Zerglings are being built, and in the end, this push will really only be effective if MoMan can get up as base himself. I can see in the production tab he has command center building, so that's really the purpose of this, is to just delay any push from Zerg so that he can get his own command center. And although MoMan did lose a queen and did lose a ton of Zerglings, he's not really behind in economy at all. He's kind of even in terms of harvesters and is now pulling ahead some more. But the command center is now done for Empire, so I wouldn't say that push was totally bad. Forcing your opponent to build Zerglings instead of drones can keep you on an even keel with your opponent, so I say it was probably about even. Let me elaborate a bit. During that time, if Empire had all those units sitting here and was not attacking, MoMan would have been able to build drones instead of these Zerglings. And then MoMan would have been ahead in economy even more than he already was. Instead, by being aggressive, Empire took all these units that could have been here, put them in MoMan's face, which forced MoMan to build Zerglings. So the Zerglings were not drones, and now the game is even. Now Empire does have his second base. But MoMan, it looks like he's actually ahead by a food count of 8, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's ahead. I've heard Day 9 say that they're learning, that in StarCraft 2, we're still learning exactly what food count is, what is even. Just because the numbers are not even here doesn't mean that one player is ahead. Empire scouting with a Viking. That's got to be careful because there are a few queens in there. And interestingly, MoMan is being very... he's not using these overlords to get vision at all. He's just bunching them up here. And does now have a Spire on the way. So we will see some mutas, possibly banelings. I don't actually see it. Here's the baneling nest right now. And the movement speed upgrade. So to talk more about what Day 9 was talking about, Day 9 was saying that in Brood War, they've eventually found out what would be, and now I think we're finding out. He was saying that we're finding out that in StarCraft 2, that when Zerg is ahead in food, it could mean that actually it's even. So don't quote me on that, but I'm just kind of guessing. I don't really know what would be even and what wouldn't be. Just adding some ideas for you to think about, that's all. Empire seems to know that mutas are on the way because he's building a missile turret here. He's also built a couple missile turrets in his main base. Continuing to scout this Viking, he's making sure that there's no hidden expansions from Zerg. But MoMan wisely securing a third base. Like the last time when Empire pushed, he was on one base versus 2. He pushed in order to even things out. Our Terran player Empire is pretty much incumbent on him to move out with his army and attack MoMan in order that he can even things out and not let this third base become a liability for himself. So do expect another push pretty soon. That would be really cool to see. Really nice to see something happen here. We do have some infantry level 1, and armor level 1, weapons level 1 just finished, and we have combat shield. Wow. And flyer attack. So these players aren't really doing anything, so I'm just going to fast forward until something happens. It's kind of annoying me a little bit. Just letting each other macro up. And here comes the push I was talking about that needed to happen. Empire is in a Craft Cup tournament, so he knows how to play Terran quite well, undoubtedly. And here we go. Here comes the push. It will probably not be game-ending, although it would be exciting if it were. He's basically going to be building a command center here, as you can see. and is going to try and even things out so that Zerg doesn't get too far ahead with his third base. There's a lot of Banelings rolling ahead. Oh no, Empire, gotta be careful. These tanks are going to shoot down those Banelings, which is a ooh, look at all those Banelings dying to... Well, they all died, but they didn't kill all these Marines, so now these mutas have got to be careful. So great micro there by Empire, letting the tanks take the brunt of the Baneling attacks. His Marines are going to just slice through these mutas, especially thanks to these medevacs. They are being helped out quite a bit, and you can see that right now Zerg is being forced to build lots of Zerglings. Since he has his third up, he wants to be building drones, not Zerglings. So let's call this attack as successful so far. You have lots of Zerglings and Metalisks are coming. The only thing that Empire needs to worry about now is the counterattack. All of his Marines are dead. These medevacs are in danger of being taken out by these mutas, but these mutas are very low health. Look at that. MoMan's got to be careful not to lose them in the counterattack. But Empire was able to macro up another army and is now pushing forward to continue his aggression. Meanwhile, it looks like his third is being plopped down. No clear victor. Things are probably about even right now. If we can see, it's totally even in the army count. Units lost is about even. And even number of harvesters. So this game is really anyone's game at the moment. Banelings facing a resistance of siege tanks, and they're being shot down. Basically, siege tanks want to shoot down the Banelings. Woohoo! And cleaning up that force from MoMan. Good job, MoMan. MoMan, you my man. MoMan's my man right now. And he's going to try and counter with these remaining units. Apparently, Empire is a little bit upset, blaming some of his unit losses on lag. It is Aristina's fault that he lost all those units. Nah, don't blame others. Really, MoMan did a great job there, and ooh, he's making lots more Banelings, and he's just going to retreat, and he now has the entire, almost the entire map, or at least his side of the map, except for the gold. Doesn't look like the Empire is quite aware of this just yet. MoMan is gonna skyrocket ahead unless Empire continues to be aggressive, and that's really Empire he needs to do. He needs to, once this third base pays for itself. Looks like Empire is actually mined out in his main. MoMan not quite mined out. That is, of course, because of the mules. Mules do get you minerals faster, but they also mine out your base faster. Yeah, Empire knows what's up, and he knows that he's got to continue to be aggressive in order to try and stay even or even get a lead. He's continuing to just use this potent ball of Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and tanks. Don't get stuck in a rut, though. Oh, look, yeah, he's building Thors now, so that means that he will transition into Thors, which is good, because you don't want to get stuck in any kind of tech rut. You always want to, in your game plan, as you get more bases, you want to plan to get new, different kinds of units in order to basically tech transition. Looks like these bases are now up and running by MoMan. That's a sizable amount of Metalisks. Looks like he has 16 Metalisks and 38 Banelings. So this Muta Baneling strategy is quite common and also quite effective. I haven't talked about it yet, but the Banelings are supposed to kill the Marines, and then the Metalisks, they kill the tanks. Ooh, MoMan is now using the mobility of his Metalisks to do some harassment. How is Empire going to respond? He either has to pull back, or he has to try and defend this. I mean, he has to pull back and defend this, or push forward and be aggressive. He's just kind of standing there with his army, which I think is a mistake. He did lose a lot of harvesters there. now 74 versus 83. And what Empire needs to do is get a couple more bases of his own. Is he aware of the other bases by Zerg? He does not know. So his scouting hasn't been very good right now. I'd say that he's lacking in the scouting. He doesn't know what his opponent is up to. Yeah, MoMan definitely doesn't want to run his mutas into that marine forest. Ooh, and here come the banelings. And I'm just going to sit back and watch the beautiful bursts of these banelings. All of those tanks going down. Ooh, wow. An Empire either microing well or MoMan not using his forces. Don't run your banelings into tanks. Be patient, because you can see those banelings were to kill the marines, and there are lots of marines left. Sure, you killed all the tanks, but that's what the mutas are for. So all of these units could have been dead if the banelings killed the marines and then the mutas killed the tanks. Yeah, be careful with your banelings. And also, I'd say that MoMan needs to spread his creep a little better. That's one thing he could be doing better. I mean, these are excellent players. I'm just pointing out a few things that I'm noticing. Empire is now aware of how much his opponent has expanded. And, ooh, look, because there are no tanks left, these banelings are going to be able to clear out these marines. Wow, that's a lot of Zerglings. Holy my goodness. Things are not looking good for Empire right now. In the army count, we see it's 124 versus 174. I'd say that Zerg is in a commanding lead right now. He has 5 bases. Is basically, since this is mined out, is basically 4. He's actually now 3 bases here to Terran's 2, and he's trying to get up another base of his own. Ooh, look at those banelings! Ah. Empire, great micro there, separating his marines. Banelings are the bane of a Terran player. I have some Terran friends who say that banelings are overpowered, but ooh, yeah. MoMan is playing very well right now, trying to keep his lead by being aggressive and preventing Empire from expanding. So the game is now shifting in the favor of the Zerg right now. Wow. Go MoMan. Go MoMan. Empire is building a planetary fortress, and he needs to hang on to this base or his days will be numbered. It would be advisable for Zerg to now take the gold. MoMan continuing to move forth with banelings and mutalisks. Oh ho! Empire losing most of his units right there. Reinforcements streaming in. And he's pretty much just hanging on for his very dear life. Wow. Losing all those SCVs there, not a good thing. Zerglings surrounding these marines. Ooh, Empire gives up. Empire gives up. He knows that it's like he's lost in the economy. There's no way he can win this. He knew he needed to keep his expansion. I think that actually may have been a little bit premature, but and he's probably going to lose, but he could have hung in there a little bit longer. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is Galaxy StarCraft. Again, I was hoping to bring you 4 new games. Instead, I brought you 1 very long game. And the 4 games I brought you were actually pretty short, so I just might take a little bit of a nappy nap. But thanks for tuning in, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to me on Twitter so that you can be updated on when I do live tournament casts. Cheerio.